Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. Joining tonight's episode of the Gary, and Chris Show, also known as the Town of Norfolk's Planning Board meeting. And so in accordance with the provisions of MGL Chapter 30A, Section 20, notice is hereby given that the Planning Board will meet on Tuesday, February 10th, 2026 at 7 p.m. in Town Hall Meeting Room 124. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in person at 1 Liberty Lane, Norfolk, Mass., or by the remote Zoom connection provided. Please note that the in-person meeting will not be suspended or terminated if technological problems interrupt the remote connection. We do have Dan Seeger joining us as well. He's remote, so any votes that will be made will be roll call. And in doing so, we will take a roll call attendance right now. Dan, how you doing?
Good present.
All right, awesome. Mr. Searle.
I'm present as well. And I'm doing well.
Gary, how are you?
I am also present, yes.
All right, and I, Chris Montfort, I am here as well. All right, then we have Rich McCarthy and Betsy Fajol joining us as well.
We're here, we're well.
Yes.
In case you're wondering.
I do want to know, how is everyone?
Good.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody knows it's snowing right now?
Yes.
Oh, we heard.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know how much we're supposed to get. I'm hoping it's not much because I'm getting to the point where I'm over this.
Yep. Yep, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Good
All right.
for ski season, so.
But the channel said 1 to 3 inches.
1 to 3? Okay. I think we can manage. That's not horrible.
Right.
So we do have a 7 p.m. public hearing for 19 Valley Street. There was a request for continuance to March 10th, 2026. So I'm looking for a motion to continue the 19 Valley Street public hearing to March 10th, 2026 at 7 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you so much. All right, we'll do a roll call vote. Dan.
Aye.
Mr. Searle.
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
All right, and the chair votes aye, so that's moved and passed. Thank you. All right, we also have an appointment for 1 Pine Street, which was an informal discussion regarding the site plan modification. That also has a request for continuance to March 10th, 2026. They were unable to join us tonight. That is an appointment, so it does not require a vote. So from there, we will move on to new business as we await 7:15 for our Pond Street and 12 Sharon Avenue public hearing, which, spoiler alert, will also be continued to March 10th, 2026. All right, so Rich, new business, fire station request for extension of temporary occupancy.
So the temporary occupancy permit will expire at the end of this month. They're requesting a continuance to extend the temporary occupancy permit to finish that. As you know, they're for the board to change the drainage to a Coltec system in the front. So that needs to commence that work. The recommendation would be to continue this to the end of June 30th, 2026, to give them ample time to take care of what they need to get done and then return back for a permanent.
Okay, so we're looking for an extension till when?
June 30th.
June 30th. So that's going to put them on the docket for our June 9th meeting. We think that's enough time, right?
I think that should be it. Should be sufficient.
Okay.
Steven's there.
We do have Steven. How are you, Mr. Kirby?
Very good. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
The plan is that we should be all squared away by the end of June. We're expecting to get the response to Beta's comments from Nitch tomorrow, so that we can sort of finalize that that design. And we do have the design out for pricing with the contractor.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to be conservative, you just push it into July, just to...
I'm feeling very generous this evening, so I think that might be what we look for from a motion perspective. The only thing I can give away are free items, and this is one of them. So I'm happy to look for a motion for the fire station request for extension of temporary occupancy to July 31st.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yep.
So moved.
Do you have a second? Second. All right, roll call vote. Dan?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. All right, the motion's
very
passed.
much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kirby. All right. I'm going to take these out of order just to get some stuff out of the way, Rich, if that's okay.
No, that's a great idea.
All right, can we review and approve the meeting minutes?
Did you think that was a great?
January 13th.
Yep, Gary Searle had, he made a few,
Just maybe 4 typos,
just a few
little things.
typos. So if somebody wanted to approve them as amended, that would be great.
All right, Dan, that's on you.
All right, any other questions or comments before we do so? If not, we'll take a motion to approve the minutes.
As amended.
Second,
As amended.
as amended.
So moved.
Sorry, I dropped the ball, no worries.
No worries.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, Chris,
Aye.
Gary Sullivan,
Aye.
Gary Searle,
Aye.
and Dan Seeger votes aye.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much. Checking in time, we're at about 7:07. So, Rich, planning board fee schedule. More time than that?
Yeah, why don't we go to, just jump one.
On now, and the understanding is that we will have all of those items buttoned up by the time that we get to town meeting, and if not, we will just have that IP.
In order, we have money to do that. There's really, the larger things is really more related to landscaping completion of that, so we need to, that'll be something we'll have to do in the springtime, but
Right.
I'd like to try to get that done. So we need to move that. And then, we'll need roadway deeds, which I believe the developer has been paying them, so I'm presuming they'll gladly hand those over, turn them over, so we'll see. That one's, I would say, not as solid, so to speak, but
Okay.
again, the warrant's closing, so I want to at least get the process underway.
Sounds good. I am okay with that. I'd love an update, closer to town meeting on where we are with those Bristol Pond Estates.
Yes, absolutely, because so you'll, as again, you vote to send these to select board, they're gonna refer them back to you for a recommendation. The select board will have to hold a public meeting at some point to accept them, to lay out the way. So there's a lot of steps within there that it could either make it or slide off, so we'll definitely be reporting back.
Okay. All right, so looking for a motion to, how do you want me to word this?
To place the following
To place the following
on the,
streets on the town warrant for the Maytown meeting: Norway Farms Drive, Bristol Pond Road, Blue Heron Way, and Mallard Way.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Mr. Seeger,
Aye.
Mr. Searle,
Aye.
Mr. Sullivan,
Aye.
Mr. Montfort votes aye. Motion's moved. Passed. All right, that leaves us with 3 minutes.
I think I could do 3 on fee schedule, how's that?
That or the annual.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
That or annual report.
Oh, that's probably better. That's probably better.
All right.
Yeah.
Annual report it is. Where is that in the docket?
That should be Probably after the meeting minutes.
Okay,
You got it.
it's got planning board at the title.
Yeah, it's kind of a one-page.
All right. Rules and regulations, just give me a moment while I peruse. Fair to say the first couple paragraphs are copy paste year over year, right?
They sure are.
Yeah. We did a lot last year, wow.
We did.
is going to be busier.
Aw,
Okay.
I like how you closed that one out. That was nice.
Bad?
Yeah. I don't see
I don't know if
anything.
he'll read it, but I know it's there,
You can send it to him.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we need to put some guardrails in place because we don't want to succumb to the coal shoveler's dilemma where steam train powered by coal, people would never shovel coal at 100% because then 100% becomes the new baseline. And then the next trip, they want more, they want faster.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we've done enough.
Wow.
I think a lot of this effort from 2025 carries into 2026, Rich, so we'll probably have to have a discussion about.
Profound.
I don't see any need for changes or anything. I think I'm good with this. Any comments, any questions?
Looks good.
All right, Dan's shaking his head no. Gary? Nope. Oh, Gary. All right.
Too many Garys.
All right, so looking for a motion to approve the 2025 annual town report.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All right. Mr. Seeger.
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
Mr. Sullivan.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Moved and passed. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that brings us to 7:15. So we have 7:15, a public hearing for 90, 92, 96, 100, 100R Pond Street and 12 Sharon Avenue with a request for continuance to March 10th, 2026. We're going to look at 7:15 again. All right, so I need a motion to continue the public hearing for 90, 92, 96, 100, 100R Pond Street and 12 Sharon Avenue to March 10th, 2026 at 7:15 PM.
So moved.
Sullivan.
Aye.
Mr. Searle.
Aye.
Hey, so you guys got it. Nice.
I
You caught it.
almost spoke.
All right, so let's do the planning board fee schedule now.
All right, so not quite sure, honestly, why we didn't finish this. So my memory,
We got lazy.
all right, so maybe we got
We had
lazy.
a reprioritization
Let's
of
just
efforts.
say, we had other things.
Other things were
Other things that
pressing,
were more
but-
pressing.
Yeah.
I think it got put on the back burner, but
Let's just say we ruthlessly prioritized other opportunities.
we did. So now,
Yeah.
So now it's time.
now it's time, as we are starting to see some interest in the, in ADUs now. We haven't received any applications, but I think they're coming.
I've seen some places advertising ADU stuff.
One, yeah.
And on,
One.
Yeah.
on the community, was it on the community page?
No, if you go down Route 1 towards, like,
It's
you're going
across
to
from
Rhode
Funway.
Island, there's one, and then when you go more in the Patriot Place area, heading towards Sharon, there's another advertisement for like, you know.
They have the model homes, and it's also that winery place,
Oh, all right.
that same parking lot, right before the Chinese restaurant.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's one of the things, you know, so needless to say, to do that, we need to advertise a public hearing to amend the fee schedule. So the idea is, it's in your share drive. We went through it last time. If you want to, I think we arrived at all these numbers. You were fine with the recommendations. So my request would be to hold a public hearing at the March meeting. To adopt the new fee schedule.
I don't know, there's a lot of public hearings at that day already.
I'm not gonna be here.
Well, in full disclosure, there will be, there is a lot on that agenda. So if you want to wait to April, we could. It's, if you want to wait a month, we certainly could do that, but.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a very contentious conversation. I think April probably makes a lot more sense.
All right.
And if somebody did come in with an ADU too, we could always
They could pay the fee and then ask for a
ask for
waiver, reduction
or a
fee.
reduction or,
Not a waiver, but a reduction in the fee.
Right.
because currently the way this fee schedule is now, if they apply, it's $750 for the site plan application
And then we're reducing it then?
to 500 if that's,
Which is, the posting, right?
I think that's consistent with the zoning board of appeals
See the ADU
special
permit.
permit.
So the one good thing about, well, the way you structured the ADU is it's a public meeting, notice to abutters, but there's no public hearing on it, unless it was a special permit for more than one. But,
Right.
but the by right review is only required notice to abutters. So within that application fee, have to cover postage and so forth, so.
It's not a public hearing, or it is a public?
It's not a public
It's not a
hearing.
public hearing.
No, it's an appointment.
It's a site
Public
plan,
meeting.
site plan review.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the electric vehicle charging stations, that's not like at each person's home, right? That's
That's commercial.
Right.
commercial, right? Just making sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could probably,
We might want to amend that.
write, or even put in parentheses, commercial.
We could do that,
Yeah.
yeah. So we can adjust that, make sure it's clear that's commercial.
Yeah,
Just as these things become more popular.
Yeah, no, for sure. So we'll make that adjustment, then we can do it in April then?
Yeah. I don't see anything else in here glaring that I'd want to change anyway.
And currently, we don't have a,
Sign special permit, which
Right.
we're adding that.
yeah,
so.
we're adding that.
Okay. So,
So did we decide to do that in April?
yeah, we're going to look for a motion to,
Sorry, just a
go
quick
for it.
question, and it could just be reading comprehension. But there's several different review fees that are being changed to, it looks like, a baseline amount plus an extra per lot to just say initial deposit of, whatever amount. Are those then just the review fee is like the same amount regardless of how many lots?
And then we send it off to the engineering company to review the application submittal. And they provide us back a scope with the fee.
Okay.
So it can go up. So if you go down, if we, Dan, go down to, where is it? See, application, what was the review fee?
You have it at 2A for the definitive subdivision plan,
Right.
and then you have it at 1A for the preliminary plan as well. And then D, site plan approval.
So if you go down to section 3, which is the special municipal account dash review fee schedule, it describes, which I believe what I just told you.
Okay, so that then catches the additional
Yes.
fees beyond the initial deposit. Okay,
Yep.
Okay.
got it, thank you.
Sure.
So looking for a motion to have a public hearing for the planning board fee schedule on April 14th at,
Well, currently we don't have anything on the agenda.
let's do 7 PM then.
All right, we'll do that one first at 7.
All right, do I have a second?
So moved.
Second.
Nope. Thank you.
Just see what we did there.
Yeah, we'll just do it correctly and you just, yeah.
I appreciate it. All right, roll call vote. Mr. Sullivan?
Aye.
Mr. Searle?
Aye.
Dan?
All right,
All right, the chair votes aye as well. Moved and carried. Thank you.
looks like Sue was maybe making a comment.
Oh, hi, Sue.
Hi all in the chat.
Hi, Sue. No, maybe she's just saying hi. Oh,
Oh, wait a minute.
She's just saying she's jumping off for a few minutes.
All right. Drive safe. It's snowy out there. All right. I know we've got that proposed mass housing application in there, but trying to get through everything else before we get to the meat and potatoes of the evening. Can we do the master plan implementation update?
Yes. So I'll just quick intro and then kick it over to Dan. So Dan, Melissa, myself, have been meeting in terms of working to put forward the master plan implementation steering committee. Dan, take it from there.
Well said, Rich. I must commend you on that.
Well, I don't know if I'll live up to that comprehensive introduction, but here it is. Yeah, so as Rich said, we've been discussing the master plan implementation. I know a few board meetings ago, we had talked about kind of kicking off this process and then had a small discussion at one point about the concept of putting together sort of an implementation group that was sort of and Rich, correct me if this terminology is wrong, but like a subcommittee of the planning board.
That's right.
So what we've done over the past few months is gone through the master plan and compiled a list of the recommendations that were coming from it. And let me try to share. I can't. I think,
hold on.
Betsy, can you?
Yep, let me let. Okay, Dan, you're all set.
All right. Is that working?
That's good.
Yep,
Not on my view.
yep.
So I went through the various recommendations from the master plan and tried to pull out the ones that were actually actionable as follow-up for master plan implementation. And then went through those, compiled all those recommendations and kind of broke it down into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 categories that could guide the work of a committee. And so within each of those categories, you then see the specific strategies that are broken down within them. So I think a couple of the things that we'd like to do, and can distribute this document if it's not on the shared drive already. But the first thing is we take other ideas and suggestions at the next meeting. I think the second thing that we'd then like to do is make sure that everybody is aligned with the specific strategies that fall within it. And then the third thing that we would do as part of that is just categories that they would consider kind of priority, like an implementation the next meeting is to reach a quorum issue and then have to have, actual planning board meetings to convene this group. We'd include a representative of the select board, and my understanding is they've already indicated that Ty would be the person to work with us on master plan implementation. We'd have potentially either the town administrator or a representative thereof, and then 2 to 3 members of the public. And what we would do is kind of assign captains for each one of these categories who would kind of be responsible for putting together the actual implementation plan for each of them that would then kind of feed back into us as a planning board. And the thought is that there's some of this stuff that's as simple as just, making sure that the energy committee is aware of it and that they're considering it in their, routine work and maybe reporting back to us from time to time. But there's other stuff, like, for instance, we get it started, especially as we look to future development within the town center. So basically what we're trying to do is break this down into some small pieces that we can get a group together, really look at what are the priority issues that we need to tackle in the near term versus what are sort of the more longer term issues that we more implement as policies, and kind of get this discussion kicked off and going. And so I know that's sort of a ramble and a lot to throw out there, and we can share this document as well as a draft charter to this group, and just come back with any thoughts or feedback at our next meeting. But happy to answer any questions or talk through any of it now, or Rich, if you think there's anything that I missed there.
Okay.
Go ahead and jump in.
Any comments or?
Did he miss anything?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
No.
I was waiting for that. No, I think this is great. Obviously, a lot of work went into this. I like the way that you broke out the subcommittee responsibilities and then kind of tied it back to each section of the master plan. So it makes it clear to follow, clear to understand. I am curious, how are we going to look at outreach to the community? Do we have any interest as of yet for folks who will kind of join these subcommittees?
Sure, I can add
Yeah, I mean,
color if you want.
Or sorry, go ahead.
You want me to add color to that? Why not?
Go for it.
Okay. So we did discuss that, and one of the things kind of taking the step or following the approach that the Open Space Steering Committee is doing with Recreation and Conservation is they have their steering committee. They're going to be updating the plan, but they're starting so there's a member from the select board, a rec commissioner, and a conservation commission member. So they're starting at the base, and then as that process unfolds, going to try to recruit citizens that want to be interested, as opposed to do a pitch without anything. The idea here is similar. The steering committee, the implementation committee, the 3-person from the beginning could start to get the word out and spread it, and then hopefully that people start to get an idea about, put something in the paper and start engage in it, and then people might say, all right, well then I'm interested. And the other tie of this we did talk about is probably have a year term, so it's not a long commitment, but so people to be aware of it, so they get a flavor for it, because we've tried in the past, try to pitch ahead of time with some initiatives, and it's kind of like, is sometimes really hard to get people to get a sense of what's involved with it when they're really interested. So hopefully, as this gets rolled out, people get word of it and see
Yeah.
some of the actions and then jump aboard.
I'd love for us to try and target like a town meeting and maybe having a table and kind of introducing these ideas and concepts.
We definitely could do that, because
Yeah.
that would, there's ample time to be
That's a good idea.
teed up for May.
100%. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, other than that,
Yeah,
no
I think the
questions.
thought is like, with us sort of identifying what some of those priority items are, and then that initial group kind of doing a screen through this, when we actually, with the May timing work, so when we actually go out to try to recruit people and engage them, we have a direct sense of the scope of work and the time commitment versus kind of putting out this broad exercise of master plan implementation without being able to really explain kind of where a few of the targeted issues that we're going to be working on to drive that over the next year.
Yep. I think that's a good idea. Gary, anything?
This is good. I hope that a diverse group of people has interest in helping tackle, and this is not like a short term, like, hey, we're going to spend a Saturday
Right.
and kind of figure this out. This is long term, so.
Yeah, what we talked about is, some of these tasks, they could be quick items and very easy to implement, and some might take extended period of time. So that in and of itself is kind of a little challenge sometimes to give people a flavor for it.
Right.
So, but I think, and then obviously then the latter part of this, once it's in place, report on an annual basis going forward how we're making progress. And this could evolve too. It's just, there's a range with these, so this is a subcommittee of the planning board. It could elevate up to a standing committee. It could rise to the level where we maybe consider amending the bylaws of the town to incorporate it in and have even more descriptive. So we want to try to be kind of fluid with it,
Yep.
Cool.
I like that growth opportunity that you outlined there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Anything else?
No, so I think, Rich, if you don't mind sending this out to folks just between now and the next meeting, take a spin through it, make sure you think it covers everything.
Yeah, I could send out.
Identify, the top few that,
It is on the share drive.
was that?
Dan, it is on the share.
Okay, cool.
I put it on there, so.
All right, perfect.
I can send it.
Yeah, just identify sort of the top few actions that you all, think that we should really make priority, and then we'll start rolling from there.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate the work. Thank you, Dan and Melissa. And Rich.
Sure, absolutely.
All right, let's talk 40B. So we've got an application for some mass housing 40B at 373 Main Street.
So
And
let
they
me
wanna
ask you a
call it-
question. Is that the meat of the agenda, or is it the zoning bylaw changes the meat of the agenda?
I think the zoning bylaw is going to be the meat, right?
Okay, all right, just checking. Yeah, just want to make sure.
I mean, this is kind of like the appetizer.
Okay.
You're going to tell us about it. You're going to tell us where it is. You're going to tell us where it is in the process.
Yeah.
You're going to tell us there's not much really we can do about it. We're going to have a date for the contractor to come in and kind of review what they're proposing. And once you have more information, we'll have more information and we'll go from there.
Well, that's pretty good. Yeah. That's
I
good,
miss
good.
anything?
No, not really.
All right, so let's take it from the top.
So the plan's not dots on it.
Yeah,
Close the bookmarks thing with the X next
Oh,
to
yeah.
it.
Oh, okay.
what are those little?
And then make it big screen.
So while Betsy's doing that, we'll kind of give you a little bit of a background to this. So the property is, it's 373 Main Street, which is out.
This is the one that currently has the trailer just kind of
It does.
away.
Yes, it has a trailer that's rotting away, and there's a house that's
Yep.
in
Has a
disrepair.
big Home Depot skeleton in the backyard.
That's deteriorated significantly. It actually butts City Mills Pond, and it also butts Comey's Pond,
yes.
Yeah.
and it also butts the MBTA commuter line. So those are kind of definable boundaries to it. Some uniqueness about the property and its location. There is no municipal water there. They're in a zone 2, so that will play a significant part in any sanitary considerations. They are proposing 84 units. There's one single-family home. You'll see, if you can see from the plan there, there's a combination of 2 units, 3. If I recall correctly, there's a quadplex.
So it's like townhomes.
There's a single there.
Yeah, they're like, yes, they're townhomes.
Kind of like what was done off of Seekonk? Not Seekonk, Cleveland? maybe?
Cleveland.
Cleveland, yeah.
Yeah,
I think this is a quad here.
there's a quad there. Now, I will say,
Here.
yep, definitely a quad there. So the significant challenges for them is that there is no municipal water. They are proposing a packaged wastewater treatment plant on site, which I had mentioned.
Here.
Yep. Which I did mention to you is in the zone 2, so it's a tertiary treatment, which makes increases the requirements for the package treatment plant.
Dan says he lost internet. He'll be back momentarily.
Oh, okay. All right. It's pretty dense. So it's 84 units. So the fire department certainly has raised concerns from a fire protection standpoint. And some of those, may trigger, in terms of meeting the fire code requirements, are going to be tough. So there is a sense of the real feasibility of this at all.
Right.
So I'm not really quite sure whether this is really a feasible plan.
So what are they going to do for water? They're just going to dig wells
They're proposing wells.
for each property?
You'd have to do one for each, lot, I think.
Yeah. I don't really get a sense this is a very thought-out
I'm
plan.
not sure if they visited it either, because 84 units trying to take a left onto Main Street at that point with cars coming flying around the corner at Camger is going to be pretty fun.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely standard things that need to be looked at, which is obviously traffic, as it interacts with Main Street, line of sight.
Yeah, what's that turn right there on Main Street, planned north?
Right there?
Yeah.
I know, I was,
That's
is
the,
that?
Is that the,
is that school?
Yeah, I think it is, but
think
school
that's-
doesn't,
Let me see. Hold on.
Wait,
show the
wait.
GIS?
yes. Let me let
There's
Dan-
no
let me
street
let
that does
Dan know.
that. Is that the parking lot for Camger? The back parking lot?
That's the only thing I can think of.
It's what?
That used to be a street, right there. Oh, because it goes, it doesn't shoot off to the right like that.
Let's take a real peek here. We can.
I can pull up GIS.
Bring my map.
So we did have an on-site meeting, just for context, and it didn't really seem. Yeah, that's abandoned in there.
So that road is abandoned.
Yeah, it's abandoned. That's the old layout for.
Oh, it's the old layout. I was gonna say, it's
Yeah.
not like that anymore.
No. That's been abandoned. But like I said, we had an on-site meeting with staff and member of Mass Housing,
Guess not.
and it just doesn't seem quite feasible. Which is,
273 Main?
So I get that, you get that. How do we get them to get that?
so we're gonna, by way of actually talking about some of the things that need to be concerned about. So there's traffic, wastewater considerations, fire protection, potable water supply. overall, circulation in there from the fire department standpoint.
I mean, there's wetlands consideration as
There's
well.
wetlands considerations. It abuts both, like I mentioned, City Mills and Comey Pond. So when you start to stack these things up, I'm not quite, they're going to have to answer to those. I will say that, at least from the on-site meeting that Mass Housing attended, it seems as if they do kind of look at the feasibility of it a little bit more closely than they had in the past in terms of the comments coming in from the town. So some of the comments, so is there anything else that we plan to comment? So as what we were going to do this time as we did before, town boards, town staff, comments get filtered into town council. We send one letter that enumerates all the different questions for them to respond to if they move forward.
And so these are separate parcels at this point.
Yeah, so there are two separate parcels. Yes.
Got it.
They do have, haven't verified it yet, but there is an access easement between 367 and, is it 365?
That little,
Is it this little where my
Yeah,
pointer is?
it's 25 feet. It's not as if it's, ample enough to
Oh, 25 feet.
put another, roadway in there or anything like that, but it's a lot of challenges. The site, the grade goes up as you get closer, as you start to move towards the commuter rail line, and then drops down off the backside. So there's a pretty significant grade change in there that some slopes towards Main Street, then on the backside slopes towards,
I'm assuming a ton of ledge in there too then.
I don't know, there might not be ledge in there, no, not,
And you said it was proposed for what, regardless of the number? It's 40B,
it's 40B, yeah, it's a proposed 40B. It is ownership, it's not a rental. So in terms of if we're to go forward.
So when they show a lot with either a duplex or a quadplex, it's one entity is buying each of those lots? Or are they buying units?
They'd be buying units.
They're buying units.
Yeah. But do you have that, can you zoom in on that plan a little
This
bit?
plan?
Yeah. Just want to see, there are lot lines between those, right?
There are.
Yeah, so they're buying a lot it's,
Someone owns a lot with a duplex, or two people own a lot with a duplex?
yeah, two people.
Two people own a lot.
Yeah. But the thing about this is, from, an ongoing, they're gonna need association to maintain that,
The common areas.
the common areas, the package treatment plant. I don't foresee any reason, again, why the town would consider accepting this as a public way. So there would have to be association, would have to maintain the maintenance on the roadway system. So you start to stack these things all up, it just doesn't seem like a very feasible economic project, but that's not necessarily the benchmark, but these are all concerns.
Okay, noted. Next steps?
So we're gonna compile the comments and submit them out off to Mass Housing next week. If you want to comment back individually, but I think, was there anything that I said, or in addition to what I said, you think you would have comments regarding?
Nothing additional on my side, anything on yours? Gary?
No, I started to just think of a number of things as you're saying there were problems when the fire chief looked at it. I was just going through things in my mind, but, yeah, you can see a lot of problems. Anything could happen in there.
What's that?
Anything could happen in there. No one might get in or get out. It looks a little risky, but in the fire department has strong voice in change.
They do, yeah. And there's really the building code and the fire code, I mean, they'll have to adhere to those too. So there's definitely some regulatory requirements they're gonna have to meet, they're not gonna get a pass on.
Yeah.
So
I remember, I don't know if I was talking to the fire chief one time years ago, and we were talking about, I won't mention the house, the commercial building in the end of Pond Street that is always encircled by the products that they sell. However, the comment that was made is, I need access to 3 sides of that building if I'm going in to put out a fire. So that immediately comes to my mind, but these aren't commercial buildings, these are houses or resident dwellings.
well, fire protection is a significant issue
Yeah.
there. I mean, I don't know. That's why I'm not, yeah.
Is there only one way in?
Yes,
There's only one way in.
it's only one way in,
For 84 units.
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe a problem.
Access to the railroad tracks if you want to run, you know.
Just deflate your tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dan, did you have any?
Little things like snow removal, what are they doing? They're plowing it, they're just plowing and removing. Every time there's an inch of snow, there's no sites to pack snow. Okay.
Yeah.
Little things could go on and on, I guess.
No, that's what I'm saying. That kind of ties back into the feasibility, because if you got no place to put snow, then you're talking about, carting and moving stuff. I mean, it's,
And then you got the
Every
runoff from the
snowfall.
storm.
Runoff.
You can't send it right to the pond.
no, you can't. No, it's got to, you can't do that either. So, I mean, it's just,
And what's the gap in between the two structures when?
It looks like mere feet.
Yeah, it's like they could shake hands or something. But maybe it's bigger than I'm thinking. I don't know.
it's pretty,
It just looks tight. Everything looks really tight.
it's pretty tight. Well, which then, again, the fire separation with the, so I mean,
So they are following some state regulations and not our town regulations when they lay this out. So there is something that they follow.
well, they do have to get waivers from the town regulations, so that's part of the process in terms of,
But I thought 40B follows design requirements that are in place at least at the state level.
yes, they have to, they have to hear it all state.
This complies with something at the state level.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
wouldn't make that assumption yet, or presumption. I don't, I guess anybody, can apply
Yeah.
for a project eligibility letter.
So that isn't even a requirement when someone comes forward with a 40B, that they are meeting state requirements and they have to demonstrate that they've met state requirements.
What they'll typically do is put that in the comment letter, they have to comply with all state, and, it's kind of a caveated, but then you gotta go through, then you gotta really dig into it too.
Yeah. I think this is a good thumb in the air, see where the town is on this kind of an effort.
It kind of feels that way.
Yeah. Expensive way to do it, but teach
Yeah.
their own.
Yeah.
All right.
But I will tell you, the people have purchased the property, so this is not as if they,
Has it recently changed hands within the last year or so?
yeah. Let me see.
So this is a new developer's purchased it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me take a look and see.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they bought it in October
Okay.
of 25. So it's pretty new.
All right. Looks a little strange.
'26 town meeting. Handling my inner Kevin.
All right. So first up on the docket, so hopefully what would come out of this tonight is a recommendation from the board to put these on the annual town meeting warrant. And then hold a public hearing on March 10th. Which, that is important.
It has to be March 10th, I know, and you've been holding it for that. I got you.
Yeah, in that particular case, just so we kind of line up with going through the review process internally too. So, anyway. So what's being proposed in terms of adjustments to the open space bylaw is a couple of things. And the premise behind these changes to see if we can encourage development through open space developments, which would be, open space in exchange for smaller lots, rather than the focus towards 40B, which we've seen recently in our past recent history. And one of the techniques to potentially do that would be to allow for bonuses. So we already have bonuses in the open space bylaw today, which are 10%. But as you know, we have a requirement for affordable housing, which is 10%. So it's really kind of negates that in terms of incentivizing per se. So the thought is to allow for a 20% bonus for the R1, 30% for R2, and 40% for R3. In the open space bylaw would to change the lot requirements to be smaller than what we have today. So the minimum lot size today is a half acre, it's 20,000 square feet. The proposal is to go down to 15,000 square feet with less frontage. The frontage would be 75 feet, which would create some flexibility and reduce some of the setbacks. We have a local example, which you can drive in some of the older neighborhoods in town, which by reference, when the bylaw was first enacted in 1953, the minimum lot size was 15,000 square feet with 100 feet of frontage. The setback was a little bit, 25 feet from the street. Sides were 10 feet and rear was 25 feet. So there are areas in town that have been built out since 53, down to the lot sizes that we're talking about today, potentially. The 40B side off of Lawrence Street, which is Waits Crossing, if you go up there now, I put the plan in your shared drive just to see the land plan of it, but those homes out there are on lot sizes of similar size, where they've got a little bit, they kind of flex with the frontage. Some have certainly more than 75 feet, but some do, and so there's a little more flexibility in siting the homes. And I think if you look at the homes out there, I think most people consider them, they're not on top of each other. They're nicely set. There's spaces between them. And they're homes that are certainly not insignificant in terms of size. There are homes that are up to 3,000 square feet, so we're not talking about insignificant size homes.
So I'm confused. Looking at these intensity requirements as you're describing them, we've got the minimum lot area going from 20,000 to 15,000, and then the minimum lot frontage going from 50 to 75 feet. You were increasing.
Yeah, but if I mathematical formula where there's an average set frontage requirement of 100 feet, so there's some, I call it fuzzy math. It gets a little more complicated to kind of go across the board in terms of laying out the lots by frontage under the present formula.
Okay.
What I should say is the yield still remains at what's the underlying zoning. So R1's 30,000 square feet, 150 feet of frontage. R2, an acre, 43,560, 200 feet. R3, 55,000 square feet, 200 feet of frontage. So in the process of it, you have to put a yield plan together, come up with a number, and then the board would have to review the yield plan, determine those are legitimate lots in terms they meet all the dimensional requirements, which creates that yield. the bonus would come in if they do proceed forward as an open space. So for instance, if you take, we talked about Cranberry Heights, for example, that's off of, between Eagle Drive and Cranberry Meadow Road. That came in years ago before the board. I think, I don't think any of you were on the board then, but, were you on the board then?
Yeah.
All right, great. It's got some history.
Right. Two developers.
Two guys, yep.
Yeah.
Two guys.
Two guys that develop property.
Correct. So they were coming before the, so there's some extraneous issues there why they ultimately didn't proceed. But nevertheless, they came through as an open space subdivision, which was going to be 20 lots with the bonus of 10%. It was going to be 22 lots. As time marched along, the inclusionary bylaw changed. They not immediately, but when they came back, they've got a project eligibility that's waiting to come, they can come in a day for 51 units. If this were to be enacted, it gives them an opportunity to moderately develop the property, not certainly 51 units, provide some more open space, create some flexible design, so it kind of incentivizes them to go a different direction. Coupled with the payment in lieu, they might take those out, put that money would go to the trust to produce additional affordable housing. So that's one example of it.
Okay.
So anyway, long story short, I just want to say this, so follow up, and I'll pause. In 1981 is when the lot size changed to what we have today. So from 53 to 81, it was what I told you, 15,000. And then in 81 was that point in time where it jumped up to what we have today.
Got it.
The water line in the end, was that the straw that broke the back?
That was a big straw. Yep. I mean, there is water now up on Lawrence Street. But
Couldn't dead end water, is that what it was? Had to loop it all the way to the back.
it was a looping, yeah.
Yeah,
And then getting into Cranberry Meadow Road was,
and it was removed with prejudice. It's the only one I ever remember they
it's
removed.
the only one I've ever had in 30 years as well. So,
Oh, I remember hearing about the
Yeah.
remove with prejudice. I don't
Yeah.
know if I was on the board at that point, but
withdraw over prejudice, yeah.
yeah, I remember that. I must have been just starting out at that point.
Yeah. And recall, that was actually chapter land where the town passed on it twice. But
All right, so I've got no concerns with this one. I think this one seems pretty straightforward. It seems aligned with, the master plan.
master plan.
Yeah. Chalk this one up for success on your side, Dan.
We used to have a nifty drawing of buffers and setbacks and stuff. Wasn't that from a few years ago? You have to end up revising that for different R1.
No, it's still in the bylaw.
Is it still?
Yeah,
is it
still.
viable as written? Or-
Yeah, because it would go to the dimensional table.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
All right, and then the next one on here is the schedule of use regulations.
Yeah, and the B1, so they're together. So in terms of the B1 proposed changes, there's a change to, if you recall, create flexibility for not only developers, but the town, the planning board, when developments come in, to kind of fit them in terms of, but have some standard to go off of. So the proposal is to give the planning board special permit authority to modify those changes, so requirements. So for instance, the one is the footprint size. We spent a lot of time on that when we were doing the B1 study. We didn't actually touch it, although it was recommended to give consideration to it. So, call it 5 years later, this is a consideration to that one, which is allowed up to 30,000 square feet. So which allows something, spread out horizontally, and this will have to go vertically. So that's one provision. The other one is the density, to bump it up to 20 units per acre. Now remember, in the B1 it's not MBTA, so they do have to have commercial. So that's really kind of to allow some incentivizing in terms of mixed-use development. It makes it a little bit more maybe manageable for some of the smaller sites too.
Yeah.
Because it's based off per acre size, so, so when you scale, when you calculate it out, it maybe makes it financially feasible to do. And then the bigger one is giving the planning board flexibility through the special permit for vertical mixed use. So you could have some residential on the ground floor if it made sense. But you could do it, kind of plan it based on the feasibility, but also the site constraints too. That would be through a special permit process. And then the other one would be the mixing where you could have standalone residential with commercial on the same lot, giving the planning board flexibility and that as well through the special permit process. So that's what's proposed for the spring town meeting. And then what's being added to the B1 is to allow for a concept plan. So somebody could come in here informally before the board, get some feedback on the proposal, and then kind of decide if they want to go forward before they dig in to really make significant investment in engineering, design, architectural plans, et cetera. So.
Okay, cool. Any questions?
No.
All right. So then I'm looking for a motion to approve the addition of the Norfolk zoning bylaw section 310-8.2 open source preservation, the Norfolk zoning bylaw 310 attachment 1 schedule of use regulations, and the Norfolk zoning bylaw section 310-B1 district town center for the annual 2026 town meeting warrant.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, we're going to do a roll call vote. Mr. Sullivan?
Sorry, just one quick question, Chris. This is subject to a public hearing in the meantime, right? We just need a public hearing next.
Yeah, the next step would be the public hearing.
Oh, so we're actually looking for a motion to
Well, yeah,
Do a
put it
public
on,
hearing.
have
place
a
it on
public
the warrant.
hearing. Well, we need two.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do the warrant first, and then we'll do the hearing. Thank you, Dan. All right, so Dan, you vote first.
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye, but can't we combine them? It's all right, fine, we'll do two. Aye.
Could have been done by now. And the chair votes aye. Thank you. All right, so I'm also looking for a motion to have a public hearing on March 10th at 7:30 p.m. 45? I think 7:30.
15 minutes from the solar.
Why don't we do 7:45?
Yeah, just,
We want to do 8 p.m.? Really lock in?
Well, hold on.
so she won't be here, so.
You guys can do whatever you want.
What if solar continues again? Like, I don't want to be sitting here for
That's
30
true.
minutes trying to figure out
That's
what
a
to
fair
do.
point.
All right,
Yeah,
so
just in case they continue.
7:45?
Yeah, we can do 7:45.
All right.
Yeah.
So, looking for a motion for public hearing for the zoning bylaw amendments as previously voted for the town warrant for public hearing on March 10th at 7:45 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
All right, we'll do a roll call vote. Mr. Sullivan?
Aye.
Mr. Searle?
Aye.
Mr. Seeger?
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Thank you very much. All right. Looking over, I think we've gone through everything. We do have the meeting schedule, March 10th. I'm going to be out. I'm sorry.
As long as Betsy is here.
I'm joking.
My son's birthday, so we have to make it really quick.
April
Really, his
14th.
birthday?
It is really his birthday, but I'll let him know in advance that I'm not coming home.
You going out for milk or something?
Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, is that hold on. That might be a ski day anyway for the middle school, so. Oh, no, that's a Wednesday. It's all right. I'm good. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm not worried about it.
All right. Any unanticipated new business that may
No,
come
I think
before the board?
we've covered everything.
No?
All right. Just one final note that there are 2 positions on the planning board that are up for election this cycle. I don't know your intent. I don't know if you want to broadcast your intent. I don't know Melissa's either, but if anybody out there is interested, please pull papers, get your signatures, and get them down to the clerk.
I know,
Papers are, nomination papers are available at the town clerk right now.
Yes.
Melissa intends to run, but I don't know if she pulled it.
I didn't want to. I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing on her behalf. All right. So there's tentatively 1 seat available. No, I'm
Oh,
joking.
there's definitely.
There's 2 seats available up for election. I guess I'm looking for a motion to adjourn.
Great.
So moved.
Wow. We'll do a final roll call vote. Mr. Seeger.
Nay, no, I'm just kidding.
That's right, what happens if everybody votes against?
Mr. Searle.
Aye.
Can I keep us here all night? Yeah.
Until 11:59
He's
p.m.
home, he doesn't care.
Mr. Sullivan.
Aye.
And the chair of my board votes aye. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night. Appreciate you staying with us.
Thank you.
Good
Thank you.
night.